Welcome to Crown Chat with Nichelle, where we celebrate remarkable women who are making waves in the world while juggling the demands of everyday life, inspiring others, and leaving a lasting impact. I'm your host, Nichelle Miller, reigning Pure International Elite Ms. Ambassador. Join me as we explore the stories of extraordinary women shaping our world right here on Crown Chat with Nichelle. Welcome to Crown Chat with Nichelle. I'm your host, Nichelle Miller, and if it's your first time with us, welcome. If you've been with us before, welcome back. As you know, we talk about all things royal and sparkly and random, and today is no different. As I have another amazing woman that's changing the world with her pageant journey, so I'm excited to bring her in the Glam Studios with us. Hi, Queen.
Hello, how are
How are
you?
you? Gosh,
I'm
you look
great.
pretty in red.
Thank you. I've really been trying not to play around with my colors lately. I'm more of a neutral girly typically, but I'm bringing colors back, so.
Fabulous. It's fabulous. So, for those at home that didn't pay attention to our intro or just want to learn more, tell us who you are and your title.
My name is Elayna Hasty, and I am currently Miss Banks of the Wabash, which is a local to the Miss America organization. And also, I'm in the state of Indiana. I am from a very tiny town in the northeast corner of Indiana, but I'm a graduate of Trine University with my bachelor's in pre-legal studies. I hope to pursue law school one day. Right now, I'm currently just working and, navigating the 20s, of course. But my ultimate goal is just to help people, whether that is volunteering in my community as a founder of Gab Girls or being in the Miss America organization.
Fabulous. So tell us how you got to where you are today. Did you just start pageantry? Did you start as a little one? How'd you get there?
I grew up in the Miss America organization. I started when I was 15 years old as an outstanding teen, when they called it that. And I went to state three different times. My first year, I didn't, but it has been amazing to see how our organization has truly grown and developed, as well as the women within it. And so being able to get to know the sisters and the board of directors, it has been so inspiring to have these relationships and also to realize that a lot of us want to say or to share the same passion and give back to our community. So that has been so wonderful. But now I'm a Miss. This is my third Miss title and my sixth time going to Miss Indiana.
Wow. Wow. And I love that because this show is all about perseverance and the power to
Hmm.
dream and women chasing their dreams. And so many people in pageantry that are new, they try one time and they don't make it. And they're like, oh, forget it. So what kept you going back?
The people and the people that believed in me. I believe that it takes a community to get you where you want to go. And there were times where I didn't believe in myself, but I had a community of support backing me. And I also, I'm a woman of faith, and I believe, God wouldn't put that dream in your heart if you weren't meant to pursue it. And so just that love and support and the sisterhood, as well as with my faith, has kept me driven and kept me going. But something else that I love about having this platform is that it's kind of like a microphone. When you wear a crown, people want to listen to you. They will listen to you. And so I'm able to advocate for victims of bullying and those who are struggling with, um, with other advantages in this world. So I'm
Yeah.
so grateful to be able to do that.
That's wonderful. I love that you've taken something and made the most of it, right? I mean, so many
Yeah.
people can get a title and you're like, but you're taking this opportunity to bring exposure to your platform. And I know that it's not called platform in
Yes,
MAO.
not anymore. It's now
Not anymore.
CSI, but I
So
still
tell
call
us
it
about
platform.
Gab
So
Girls. I love it. So tell us all about it.
Gab Girls is an acronym for Girls Against Bullying Girls, and it's something that I started when I was 9 years old, 2010, way back when. And it just started out as a Facebook. My story is I was bullied in school, and I also witnessed a lot of bullying happening from my close friends, and people are being pushed down on the playground. I had a friend that was pushed into lockers and called names on a daily basis. And it's just something like that that is so heartbreaking, especially for my dear friend who was also very passionate about volunteer work and helping others. And it really makes you question, why do people bully? What's the point? Why aren't we all just kind, or at least have that respect for one another? So at 9, I wanted to make a difference, and I wanted to make change. And so I did just that. And a couple years later, I started developing workshops for different ages as well as different genders because, yes, boys do get bullied too. And that way, I'm able to just have this platform to help everyone deal with bullying, spreading the word about kindness, but also self esteem, which plays a big role in bullying.
Absolutely. I think that things were so different. I mean, you mentioned navigating your 20s. I'm a few over 20, but I think things are so different from the bullying aspect with social media being presented.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
what is your advice for how to navigate that as a parent and as a youth, trying to adjust to that bullying aspect that's going on?
That's something that I try and touch on because parents do have a role in any kind of bullying situation. And I'd say to some degree, if your child has social media, to monitor it. Now, of course, we want privacy, all of us do as individuals, but it is also important to know what your child is sending out and also maybe what they're getting in. You never really know what they're going through until you see that. So, being able to communicate with your child and coming to a basis that's agreed upon. I also think picking up signs of maybe someone is being bullied. They hiding in the room more? Are they more quiet? Are they not participating in their hobbies? Are they degrading themselves? So picking up on those signs can really help you figure out if your child is going through that and whether that's social media or at school, bullying can still play a huge impact no matter what the environment is.
Yeah, yeah, that's good advice watching those signs. So, when we see those signs, what are some tips or what are some steps that we can take as parents, as teachers, as just community to support?
I use a acronym called BRAVE in my workshops, and each letter stands for something different. And I'll go ahead and go through that to help
Yeah.
people understand the idea of it. But B is to believe in ourselves and build a team of positive people around us. We want to surround ourselves with people that are going to love on us and support us and be positive. And we are who we hang out with. R is role model and role play. We are a role model for others, whether we're parents, whether we're students. We are who we surround ourselves with. But role playing is something that I recommend to do with parents, for parents. And basically, you can role play with your child, pretend to be the bully or say something mean, and help your kid come up with different ideas on how to stand up for themselves, or even walking away or ignoring the bully. That way, when these types of situations happen, your child is more prepared and confident to do so. A is accepting ourselves and accomplishing our goals and dreams. It's so important to have aspirations as we are developing in life, and that's going to help us see the more positive side of life as well. V is strive to have virtue because you're valuable. Knowing how valuable you are is so important. It's something that I constantly talk about on social media. And lastly, I do know it is a long one, but it is E for encourage others so that you can go on to empower. And it's being that leader in your community, empowering others to make a difference or to be kind to one another. And ultimately, we can create a cycle of kindness.
Wow. And you came up with this at 9? I mean, you started this whole entity. That's amazing. I just love
Thank
that
you.
when littles are supported, what can come of that? And that you're an example of that with what you're doing. So, your workshops, if someone wants to get involved, if they want to book you to come out or get information, how can they do that?
Yeah, so they can contact me on social media. I am available on Facebook. I also have my own website, gabgirls.org. And you can also message me through Facebook or Instagram. I'd love to get in contact with you in any way. And I also do
Perfect.
post about when I do have workshops too, so people can join.
That's amazing. I love that. So, one thing that you do that a lot of organizations don't is work with boys also. So,
Mhm.
how did you add that aspect in, or was that a request? Did you just see that need?
I saw a need for it too. As someone that started out with the organization so young, I wanted to focus on what I knew through my eyes, and I was being a girl who was bullied and watching her other girlfriends being bullied. But as I got older and more responsible, I said, okay, bullying does not discriminate. So we need to do something else for others who are also being bullied. And so I'm able to now have a co-ed workshop, which is Stand Up Speak Out, how I typically I teach this in schools, and it's just about encouraging others, standing up for others, and being an upstander instead of a bystander.
Fantastic. Great. So, what ages or is your target age range for your programs?
Typically, it is my littles and preteens. most of the time bullying happens in middle school. That's when all of that happens. We're still figuring out who we are. And I also want to target littles because, something as simple as I don't want to play with you can be the start of bullying. So we want to teach them young about how to be kind, how to share, how to not say mean things or make fun of someone because that's just not right. And we're not going to tolerate that in the future.
Perfect. Amazing. Okay. So you've mentioned that, this is not your first rodeo. You've been part of the teen organization and now the Miss Division. What legacy do you want to leave, as your reign wraps up, whether it's to be the
Mm.
next Miss Indiana or whatever it is? What do you want your legacy to be?
I want to cultivate a community of kindness, and my most important message that I want to leave is that your voice is valued and your voice is heard. As a victim or as someone that's just trying to get through in life, it is easy to feel like our voice doesn't matter or that we can't have a say, but we can. And when we all understand, words do hurt and being kind can actually play a huge role in someone's life. I mean, I think that is going to be the biggest legacy that I could leave for myself and that I hope others do follow in that footsteps.
Wonderful. So in the Miss America organization, you compete in several areas, right?
Yes.
To be crowned. So what is your favorite area of competition?
I love talent. I always grew up singing around the house. Even now, sometimes I still do karaoke on YouTube when I'm home alone, but that's besides the point. I am an opera singer. I have done some training for a couple of years now, but I grew up in choir. I love singing and I just love to perform. So, of course, talent is my go-to.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. What's your least favorite?
Ooh, on stage question. I mean, I love talking. I love chatting. You'll catch me yapping all the time. But it's just something about that initial, like, single question, you never know what you're gonna get. Could be politics, it could be platform based, it could be totally random, like, would you be a fork, spoon, or knife? I have gotten those before,
Yeah.
and you just never know. So it's like that adrenaline rush that you get.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that because you don't know. I mean, and like you said, it could be
Right.
something totally random. I've seen pageants where they ask an adult, "What's your favorite color?" And I'm like,
Mhm.
"What?" So
You just always gotta be prepared.
yeah, random. I love it. Okay, so you've been to Miss America Week, or I'm sorry, Miss Indiana Week before,
Yes.
and so you'll be getting ready to go there in, is it June this year?
June. Yep, end of
Yeah.
June.
Okay, so what are you most looking forward to that week?
It is such an amazing experience overall. I am so grateful the way that our state directors play out the week. I mean, we're not just competing, we are out in our community, we're volunteering, we're with the Zionsville Lions Club, we're with different children networks, and that just I love that. I love volunteering within my community, and I love even more that I get to do that alongside of the 20, 30, ooh, my camera, 20, 30 plus girls within my state. So just being able to do that together, it really just shows the sisterhood and that community service is important to all of us.
Yeah, and I
So,
love watching as you girls start, moving in for the week and everybody's getting their,
yes,
lineups for competition. I love seeing that story
right.
pulled
All the
out.
sleepovers.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a big sleepover.
It basically
So,
is.
what has been, aside from your social impact, what has been your favorite community service that you've done?
I've always loved the animal shelter. Growing up, that's actually where I first started volunteering. I'll have to dig through and find some pictures, but I was constantly there, constantly with the cats and the dogs. And I am just such an animal lover. I have my own cat at home. And it's just, I really want to be able to support our shelters more because they do need more supplies. And especially now with winter and the cold. So being able to show up and help out those animals plays a big role in my heart.
Yeah, definitely, especially now it's so cold out.
I know.
Um, Gosh, it worries me when I see stray cats. I'm like, "Oh," but
I
and my
know, I
husband
wanna
goes,
take them
"No,
all in, like, "You are mine now."
cat, you're a cat lady. It's okay."
Yeah, it's fine, it's
Elena the
not a
cat lady.
problem.
I love it. Okay, so, I totally lost my train of thought with the cat lady comment. That's what I get. That's so funny. Um, with all that you do, I mean, you're amazing pageant queen and you're working and you're out in your community
Thank
and
you.
you have your own program. How do you keep everything organized? There's so many people that say, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. How do you make time and keep it all together?
Something that I've been working on is finding that work-life balance. And so I'm kind of OCD, but I have three calendars. I have one on my wall. I have one typically that I keep in front of me in a bag, and then I also use my phone. So I try and make sure that yes, I plan time for work and that I plan time to do things like being in my community and volunteering and also making sure I do all my social media posts as a representative and as a founder, but also finding time to just have Elayna time and relax to kind of balance out everything.
Definitely. Yeah. So what does that self-care relaxed time look like for you? What's your getaway moment?
I love DIY facials. I'm all about skincare, and I always love trying something new. And the greatest part is it can be so inexpensive. You could just run to Walmart real quick and buy a face mask and make it super luxurious with like a gua sha, and you can make it however you want. So something like that. Or I also have really been loving Dr. Teal's lavender Epsom salt baths. Those are super relaxing as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Love those too. Okay. So what advice would you give 5-year-old Elayna?
I would tell her to keep going and that no matter what adversities you face, there is a greater plan. God has a plan. And I can say firsthand that I have seen that throughout my life. I could have chosen a completely different path, um, but I chose to find purpose in my pain and keep going and make something better out of it. And I hope that I make her proud that I am who I am today. And I do think that she'd be proud of me today.
I think so too. And I love that you take your pain, you turn it into purpose, and that you everything you do has you've got God at the center, and that's what makes
Hmm.
such a big difference because what's meant for you is yours, and He has it all
Right.
predestined, right? So everything you've
His
gone through,
plan's always greater.
it's always to get you where you need to be. So that's beautiful. Okay, what is one thing our audience would be surprised to know about you?
Ooh. Hmm. I was not prepared for this question. I would say, oh, well, I already said that I sing opera. That's typically pretty unique. Mm, I'm a sushi fan. I feel like not a lot of people like sushi.
Okay.
So that's something about me. I would totally be down to just have you ever seen those sushi boats? I would
Yes.
totally be down for that. So I feel like not everyone likes sushi, but I'm still trying to find a friend out there that likes sushi and will come with me. So something
I
a little
agree.
bit unique.
I agree.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
new
So sushi date?
Yes, please. There's a new restaurant in Fishers where they've got the little
The
trolley
conveyor
thing.
belt?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And they have little robots that bring your drinks. It's so amazing. So, okay,
Okay,
I'll
maybe
message
we'll
you
have to plan something. Yes.
for that.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Okay, so Miss Indiana Week's coming up. You're prepping for
Mhm.
that. What other big things are coming up between now and then for you?
Just being in my community and taking advantage of every moment that I can as Miss Banks of the Wabash. So currently, I'm trying to get involved in the Cameron Memorial Hospital to donate some teddy bears to the hospital for children. And let's see, we talked about kind of preparing for Miss Indiana and just continuing my growth with my platform and trying to reach more people as much as possible. I hope to get some more workshops out there and being able to continue help others understand that their voice has so much impact.
Sure. Yeah. What does your pageant prep look like? I mean, everybody has their own ritual, right? So, what is your, kind of timeline prep day by day? Don't tell all your secrets. We don't want everybody to know, but
Oh,
the general.
all right. Well, I always try and make sure that I find time every night to do some interview prep. I'll just probably just do like a couple of questions. I'll pull up random questions from the internet and be like, okay, I'm gonna say maybe what I would say for this.
Yeah.
I also make sure that I read the news. I recommend Skims. I do their subscription emails. They are great for current events.
Oh,
And that's kind of it. I do meet with my directors probably every other month. So that has been so great because there's actually four of us. We are a connected team. So it's Miss Banks of the Wabash and Miss Crossroads. So I get to see my sisters every other month, and that has been so wonderful because we all get to work together.
that's nice. I think directors have such a huge impact
Yeah,
on
they
this
really do.
journey. because if you don't have a director that's engaged or into the process, it really impacts how your journey has been. But you have great directors. I got to
Yeah, they
meet
are
them.
wonderful. I'm so grateful. They have been such support and nothing but love. So I'm so grateful for them.
Love it. Love it. I am so grateful that you gave me your time to come on here to talk about Gab Girls. Any last things you want to share with our audience, or anything you want us to know, or words of advice, anything? The stage is yours.
Okay, well, you can find me on my social media. On Instagram, it's g.a.b.girls. Facebook is Gab Girls, and I did mention my website, but just in case, gabgirls.org. And any last minute advice, I would just say if you have a dream or a passion and you want to go for it, but you're kind of worried what other people might think, or you want to do something big to help others and change people's lives, go for it, because I truly believe that you can do anything no matter what you set your mind to. You could be 9 like I was, you could be 1999. If you have that dream in your heart, go for it because you can do it.
Wow. I That's perfect. So there you have it, everybody. This is Miss Elayna Hasty. Did I say your last name correctly?
Yes, you
Okay,
did.
Elayna Hasty, Miss Banks of the Wabash. She's going to be heading to Miss Indiana. She has an amazing program, Gab Girls. We're going to add your social media links in the show notes as well, so
Perfect.
people can
Thank
grab
you.
those. Everybody that tuned in tonight, thank you for tuning in. Remember, never let anybody dull your sparkle because they can't handle your shine. And we'll see you guys next time on Crown Chat. Have a great night.